Local success story Kimberley Locke first appeared in the national spotlight when she sang her way into the final 3 on American Idol. Since then, she's parlayed her fame into a successful singing and modeling career. She's appeared on Celebrity Fit Club, Don't Forget the Lyrics, and even as a guest host on The View. Kimberley joined us to discuss her music career and the secrets behind her success. Thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the role music has played in your life.
Music has played a huge role in my life. As a kid, I sang a lot, and as I got older, I got more involved. It kind of consumed my life, and it became, my thing. I owned it. I spent a lot of time singing as a kid, and it was like therapy. And it was a time for me to hang out with my friends and do something that I love, and I grew in it. So over the years, I have seen my growth through music, and it's been an outlet for me. It has allowed me and afforded me many opportunities, and that's why I'm here now.
You grew up in Gallatin and went to Gallatin High School. Can you tell us about your involvement in music in school?
Well, I can remember being in junior high in the 8th grade, and Mr. Story came to school and auditioned for choir freshman year. It was like a big deal. Like it was a major event. And, I remember he walked into the gymnasium, and it was like God walked in. I was like, oh, there he is. And, I remember auditioning for chorus and choir, and I made it my freshman year. So, going into high school and having that to look forward to, the shows, because, Gallatin High School choir was a big deal in the community. We did all the competitions. We won a lot of the competitions. We worked really hard. And I was a cheerleader. I'd been a cheerleader from the time I could do a cheer to, I got to high school. And I remember having this conversation with Mr. Story, and he was like, you can't do both. And I was like, why not? He was like, because cheerleading's going to ruin your voice.
When I knew Kimberley in high school, she was full of fire. Really loud, sometimes obnoxious, but she had a heart of gold. I mean, this young lady had vocal control. She had vocal agility, and she had an awesome ear for music. Not only that, she showed a passion for music, except the time I forced the theory packet on her.
I hated music theory. Oh my gosh, I hated it so much. It was the vein of my existence. And I remember coming to school one day, and I gave him the packet back. And I said, I'm not doing this. I said, I don't need it. I don't want to do it. I don't like it. I don't care. And he was like, oh yeah, you're going to finish that packet. So we went back and forth all year long over this packet. I don't know if I finished it. I'm sure I did, because it was a big part of our grade. But I remember just a few years ago calling Mr. Story saying, man, I wish I'd taken that music theory stuff seriously. And he laughed. He was like, I told you. So, I say to people that, if you have the opportunity to do it and you don't really feel like doing it, do as much of it as you can. I know it's not for everybody. I've always felt like I never really wanted to study music. I just want to, perform and do that. But it definitely comes in handy. It can only help you. It can't hurt you. So I say, if you have access to it, do it.
How do you feel like your musical background helped you in the American Idol process?
I feel like I was very prepared when I got to American Idol. I feel like I had a hand up on everybody else because, I had been performing for so long, and it pays off. And that's what I tell people all the time. Anybody who asks me for advice, I say, whatever comes across your path, an opportunity to perform, an opportunity to sing karaoke, an opportunity to audition for something, no matter how big or small, do it, because it's all preparation.
Do you have any fun stories to tell us about American Idol, your experience there?
Let's see. I always like to tell stories that people don't see on camera, because there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes. A lot of people think American Idol is a reality show, but it's not. it's a talent show. So all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, nobody really ever sees. Like, there's a fun story. We all got stuck in the elevator one night coming down for the live show. And it's live, and this is before there was ever delay. You know, there wasn't a delay at this time. So we're all in the elevator stops, okay? And this is the beauty of Hollywood, and they couldn't stop the show. So they brought 4 cameras from the stage to the elevator just in case we didn't make it to the stage on time, and they were going to do the opening from that elevator right there. Luckily, Ruben Studdard was in that elevator, and he got a little claustrophobic, and he pried those doors right on open with his 2 hands. So that's one of those moments that, you know, nobody really knows about, that we got stuck in the elevator like seconds before it was showtime. But that's the fun in it all.
And after American Idol, you released your single, Eighth World Wonder. Do you want to tell us a little about that experience?
Eighth World Wonder is one of those songs that I will be singing for the rest of my life, as long as I can hit the notes. It was my first single after the show. I was the first idol to not be signed by 19 Management and Clive Davis to have a hit single. So it was a really big deal for me. And it was just the beginning, you know, it was just the beginning. And it's, you know, that song, I still perform that song at every show that I do. People love that song. I just recently started doing a piano version of it, and it's gorgeous. It's just a great song, you know.
What are some of the things that have surprised you most about the entertainment industry?
I always tell people this. It's such a small business and industry that it's really about relationship building, and it's about, you know, having a good attitude, because if you're a terror to work with, or if you're difficult and the boom guy knows that and he hears your name come up, they're like, oh no, don't work with her. I've seen it happen so many times. I've seen people lose jobs or never even know that they were being considered for a job because they had a bad attitude on another job that was completely unrelated. You know, so they always say, be careful of the toes you step on today, because they might be attached to the butt you have to kiss tomorrow. That is so true in LA. But it's still a great experience, and I think that anybody who's looking to go into the business, it's like you really need to develop tough skin before you get there, you know, like literally, because people will rip you apart. Especially in LA, just because they can, you know, just because they can. But I also think it's just the nature of the business. People don't have a lot of time. A lot of people can't be bothered with you. So when you have that opportunity, it's like you're a salesman and you need to be on it like right then and there. You don't have time to just kind of build those relationships. You got to make an impression at that moment.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what are you currently working on?
Currently, I am signed with Randy Jackson. Dream Merchant 21 is the name of the label, and we are doing dance music. You know, I found this genre, who knew, and dance music has resurged, and it's good for me. So we are actually looking to release our next single first quarter, so I'm really excited about that. I've been doing some writing on the side, you know, so it's exciting. You know, I think that, you know, every year, you know, I'm growing, and, you know, you have to grow. And I think that I'm always going to be able to sing unless the good Lord takes my voice away. But I'm excited about branching out into different parts of the industry, because it's a big industry and there's so many things that you can do. It's not all about being a singer, but it's about, you know, there's television, there's producing, there's writing, there's all these different facets, and it intrigues me, and I want to be a part of that.
Well, that's so exciting. Thank you so much for being with us here today. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you.
To help you catch up on the latest from Kimberley Locke, we've added a link to her website on volstate.edu/Vol State Presents. You can view more segments from our show by visiting our website at volstate.edu/Vol State Presents.